Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Welcome, everybody, to the latest edition of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show here on Channel 3 WKYC in Cleveland. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Looking forward to a Happy New Year. Well, hopefully it'll be a Happy New Year for the Browns as well. And certainly for Myles Garrett. I'm Adam the Bull, and will Myles Garrett get it done? He's half a sack away from tying the sack record and 1 sack away from breaking it. Will he get it done? We'll discuss. Tyvis.
I am the hatless Tyvis Powell today, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Buckeyes matchup against Miami in the Cotton Bowl. Wow, 3 straight years. We'll talk about what we need to do to win that game. Go Bucks, G.
I am the Mad Hatter himself, G. Bush, and we got the rollies up. Shedeur Sanders, coming off a game against the Buffalo Bills, came up a little short. What are the expectations against the Pittsburgh Steelers? Can he get it done in his final 2 games?
Yeah, guys, and as usual, we look into the future and predict the outcome, so you don't have to watch anything. We got pre-written headlines today at the end of the show. Bull?
All right, let's get right to it. Shedeur Sanders and expectations against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We haven't talked about the game all that much this week.
Yeah.
But obviously what's at stake if they win, Shedeur Sanders actually might help himself stay the. It's a weird situation, but if he wants to be the starter for the Browns next year, he will have a better chance in theory if he wins this game against the Steelers team. That is going to the playoffs. What do you think?
Well, it's interesting because the Steelers, they beat Detroit last week, and that was a shocker to me. I did not see that coming. So they seem to figure some things out. Obviously, they'll be without DK Metcalf because of his altercation with fans and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I think Shedeur should be able to pull this one off. Their pass defense isn't that great. Obviously, the pass rush might be, so that offensive line is going to be tested. But Shedeur has been pulling a rabbit out of a hat a lot of this time, and you're right. All this talk about the Browns taking Fernando Mendoza or Dante Moore, if you want to just completely take them out of that conversation, you win these next 2 games, they drop in the draft, and they not getting the quarterback.
Yeah, I think, we take a look at this all the time, and when you look at a guy like Shedeur Sanders, one of the things that we talk about is, all right, what are your expectation levels? And he said something the other week ago about Jameis Winston and talking about him and about the importance of winning. Right now, the Cleveland Browns are a young team. You lose Quinshon Judkins, prayers out to him. Hopefully he has a speedy recovery. But if you want to galvanize people around you and you want the organization to have confidence in who you are as a player, who you are as a quarterback, you go out there against 2 division rivals, starting with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and put a good body of work out there and bring home a win. Not only you elevate yourself in a position where, hey, we see that you can win the football game, but also you drop yourself in the standings where you're telling yourself, well, we can't package those picks to go up and get. But if you are going to be Shedeur Sanders, it's twofold. Winning football as a game is important. Putting a good body of work together is important. And making sure, improving yourself to not only the locker room, but the front office, that you still are improving week after week and putting good film on tape, Bull.
This is going to be a real challenge for Shedeur. I like it. I want him to face a challenge because I want to see how he is, in these challenging situations, right? The Steelers may not be a great team. They're a good team. We know they're well coached. We know they're well coached defensively. This is not their best defensive team, but look at what they did to the Lions, as you said. I mean, the Lions didn't do anything until late in the game, and the Lions got way more talent on offense than the Browns do. So, plus it's a division game, as you say. Mike Tomlin has a habit of winning games in Cleveland. He's won a lot more than he's lost in Cleveland. So I like the challenge here. I know Mike Tomlin has done well against rookie quarterbacks in the past. So, to me, more than any other game, even though the Bills are a better team than Pittsburgh, the Steelers this to me is the toughest challenge that Shedeur Sanders has faced yet. and I'm fascinated to see how he does. I mean, you know, if you ask me how's he going to do, I'm going to say it'd probably be like, you know, somewhere in the middle. Probably, that's my guess. It'll be a C game, a B- game, C+ game, whatever, something like that. But that would be pretty good against a Steeler team that's a pain in the neck.
Well, I sure hope that they can find a way to split the series. I don't really want to be swept by the Steelers. I mean, even last year, as bad as the team may have been, they still found a way to win that Thursday night game in the snow and all those things. So I think Shedeur can find a way to get it done. It's ultimately going to come down to the protection, and I think he's done a last game against the Bills. Early on in that game, he started off really good getting the ball out of his hands. So much about him holding the ball. Yeah. He getting it to Harold Fanning real quick on some of the play actions and all those things. It's going to be interesting because where's the run game going to be? That has always been a young quarterback's best friend is the run game. If that run game, Rocket Sanders and Williams can find a way to be effective in that run game, it takes pressure off Shedeur. But if it comes into a thing where the run game isn't giving you anything and now we're strictly on the arm of Shedeur Sanders, then I think he's going to try to play the hero ball where he's going to try to do the scrambling around to try to get something over because in his mind, he feels he has to be the one that makes the play. So hopefully that run game can give him some helping hands and he don't have to try to put a cape on to try to do something magical because I think when he does that, he finds himself in trouble.
Yeah, I think getting the ball out of his hands and figuring out what you want to do in the run game, it wasn't pretty. But they did a serviceable job in moving the sticks and making sure that they can get first downs. I think it's about first downs, keeping the team on defense, and making sure that you can move the chains. I'm excited to see what he can do against a Pittsburgh team that came off a big win again in Detroit. Let's keep it real. So they're looking to get to the playoffs, and interesting task.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's going to be an interesting challenge against the Steelers. The one part of this that we haven't talked about is if the Ravens lose on Saturday, the Steelers don't really have anything to play for.
So you mean Mason Rudolph can play?
I mean, knowing Aaron Rodgers' age and his recent injury history, because the Steelers, I think, they're 2 games out of, like, they can't move up. I guess they could, but it's unlikely. And do you really care if you move up from 4 to 3?
Right.
If the Ravens lose and the Steelers clinch the division and basically lock into the 4 spot, would you sit Rodgers for 2 weeks? Or would you sit him 1 week and then play him? And
I think you probably play him this. It's a rivalry game, so I probably play him and then sit him next week.
But do you want him, like, getting hit? I mean, I don't know who they play in weeks. I don't know who they play the final week of the season.
Miles trying to get that record, ain't he?
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You want Aaron Rodgers getting hit by...
They would have to do what the Buffalo did and just everything go to the right.
What is the spread on this game? Do we know offhand? Would the Steelers still be favored with Mason Rudolph? It probably would.
Probably would. Yeah. I mean, you take a look at they still got the Steelers defense, Jalen Ramsey and some of those guys. So I think they would still be favored. Interesting to see how Aaron Rodgers would take it. I do think that if Rodgers is playing, it's a good chance that he's more of a statue. And I think Myles Garrett could get a couple sacks in the game.
That's right. All right, let's switch gears, guys, from the Browns to the Buckeyes. 1 week from today, the Buckeyes will play in the semifinals of the college football playoff against Miami. I didn't realize this till Dustin told me this earlier in the week, that this is the first time the Buckeyes are playing Miami since his team of Buckeyes beat Miami.
No, that's not true.
They
played twice.
They played
at home.
That's what I get for listening to
They played
Dustin.
a home and a home. I think it was like 2011, 10 and 11 or something like that.
Boom Herring them teams.
You'd think he would know this thing.
Yeah, no, that's wrong.
He steered me wrong.
Ohio State won the first one. I think Miami got the last.
All right, so anyway, first time they're playing in the playoffs.
Yes.
There you go.
And in that game, obviously Miami was a huge favorite and the Buckeyes won. In this case, the Buckeyes are a huge favorite.
Is it like 9.5? I think I've seen it.
I think it was 9.5 at last check.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. What do you
Well,
you think there's any way Miami wins this? I know we got another week.
It's college football, so anything can.
I mean, any sport anything can happen.
True, that's the point of sports.
Yeah.
I think that if you watch Miami versus Texas A&M, you walked away from that game probably at halftime. You was like, you know what? I'm good. It doesn't matter who wins. I think the Buckeyes will be fine.
They can't score.
The only team that can beat Ohio State is Ohio State every time.
Yeah.
They have the talent to beat any team and really just kind of run away with it. When you watch Miami, Miami has Reuben Bain, who's going to be a top 10 pick in the draft probably. And he's coming off a game where he had 3 sacks, 5 TFLs.
And they got a good defensive end opposite him, too.
So their defensive line. And then you think about the last time you seen Ohio State, Indiana's D-line destroyed our offensive line.
Yeah.
You know, Julian Sain got sacked 5 times. So that right there is where the game is going to be won and lost in the trenches. Miami has the ability to keep it interesting if they can be disruptive on the D-line. However, when you flip it, they're not scoring 20 points because nobody's scoring 20 points on Ohio State defense. So if Ohio State's offense can find a way to get to 20 points, they will win the game. The interesting thing is Brian Hartline, the OC, obviously, you know, he took the job at South Florida. Ryan Day came out and said, I'm calling the plays this game, which me personally, I think Ryan Day been calling the plays the whole time, but that's just me saying that. I mean, you know, somebody look down at a paper and say something, you know, to me that's calling the plays. But anyways, I think that we're going to see if Ryan Day is back calling the plays, and we're going to see him go out there and do the things that he does. We're going to see Jeremiah Smith get the ball. We're going to see Carnell Tate get them, because my thing is Miami knows that they have to try to stop these guys. By the way, where was Jeremiah Smith torn between college? Ohio State and Miami.
Isn't he from Miami?
He's from South Florida, yes.
Yeah.
So they're going to find a way to get JJ involved.
Let me make a correction of a mistake I made. This time I can't blame Dustin. It is the quarterfinals, of course, and not the semifinals next week.
Well, I skipped that. I went over that entirely. I wasn't even.
You
was already wrong. You was wrong about one thing.
Got it wrong
I wasn't gonna let you
double dipped on it wrong.
Well, it's the semifinals, not the quarterfinals. You flipped it again.
Oh, I did it wrong again?
You did it wrong again.
Oh, he gonna make this to quarterfinals. Hey, I will say this. This game is gonna come down to two things. Watch how Ohio State responded last year after they lost to Michigan. Will Howard elevated his game in the playoffs. You look what they did against Oregon. You look what we did against Tennessee, Notre Dame. They elevated themselves, and Will Howard didn't make some of those mistakes that he did the first time in the loss to Oregon and the loss to Michigan. This game, I'm looking for Julian Sain. Listen, you were mentioning the Heisman.
Yeah.
In the game, it came down to you didn't make enough plays. When you got Carnell Tate and when you got Jeremiah Smith on the outside, you're going to have to be the guy that you got to just figure out whether it's zone or man. I thought Indiana did a really good job of playing majority zone and making him diagnose where it was. And by the way, they got beat up front, could not run the football with Bo Jackson. This game is going to be come down to, can we get our guys ready to go? I think Carson Beck is a liability. I think the Buckeyes defense will get after him. And I think they'll win this game, and I think it won't be that close.
Yeah, Indiana, a much better quarterback than Miami has.
Carson Beck was playing really well at the beginning of the season.
He was.
He kind of just plateaued a little bit.
Carson Beck.
Still so weird that there's a player by the name of Bo Jackson playing right now.
Right. Don't it kind of mess you up a little bit?
That really does. Every time we say that name,
I would love for him to have a big game too.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're gonna empty the box because they're trying to watch Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith, you should theoretically be able to run the ball. And Max Clare, tight end, X factor. It's time. You know, you want to raise your draft stock and be maybe potentially a day one pick. This is the time.
All right, guys, 5 seconds or less. Julian Sain is better than Will Howard. True or false?
That's
a tough one.
We can't answer.
More than 5 seconds.
I'm gonna say right now no. Because I'm gonna say no because if the way Will Howard would play, if you put Will Howard in his game with his legs, I think he'd be more effective.
I would say Julian Sain is more talented.
You think he'll be a better pro?
Potentially, yes.
Potentially.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back here on Channel 3 WKYC, Myles Garrett. We've been talking about the record all season long. He needs a half a sack to tie and 1 to break the all-time single-season sack record. Will he get it? We'll discuss it next on The Ultimate. Welcome back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show here on WKYC Channel 3 on a holiday Friday. Thank you for joining us. Myles Garrett, guys, has had a magnificent season. He is a slam dunk winner for the Defensive Player of the Year. Will he, though, be a slam dunk winner of the all-time sack record? He has 22 sacks on the season. The record is 22 and a half, set by T.J. Watt of the Steelers, or tied by T.J. Watt of the Steelers, after originally set by Michael Strahan. Now, Strahan did it in 16 games. Watt did it in 17. And now Myles Garrett will be playing his 16th game. Couple of things. Will he break it this week? Is it meaningful for him to break it without the 17th game, so there's no whispers about it?
I think so.
And that half a sack last week, some whispers about that.
Yeah.
Do we care about any of those things, or we just want to get the record?
I want to see him get the record. I think it's very meaningful. It'd be actually kind of funny if Aaron Rodgers didn't play and he got it against Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Wow. Yeah.
And then to do it in front of T.J. Watt.
Yeah.
Like that to me is a lot. It's fate.
Yes.
It is fate that he gets this record in this game. It's just so many storylines and so much to talk about that if he gets it, how meaningful it will be. So I do think he finds a way to get it. I hope that they learn something from the Buffalo game. I didn't like the fact that Buffalo just kind of ran their offense away from Myles Garrett. I would like for Jim Schwartz to do something, whether that's move Myles Garrett around, whether that's maybe sending the nickel opposite of Myles to try to get them to pull it up, get that quarterback to pull up so Myles can have that opportunity. But it's going to be quite interesting to see what Pittsburgh's game plan is, because nobody wants to be the team that get the record set on them.
And you look at their receivers, like DK Metcalf was their only receiver. So they don't have it. They have nobody. Going into this game, the Steelers have the worst wide receiving core.
Adam Thielen.
You know.
Is he playing?
Yeah. Y'all didn't know Adam Thielen was
I mean, I
playing?
knew he was there, but
for the Panthers.
No, Adam Thielen is playing.
Man,
they got nobody.
They got Calvin Austin.
You know, he's on everybody's waiver wire. Calvin Austin is always available in 36% of leagues right now. But shout out to Myles Garrett. I think, though, if Myles Garrett is going to get this record, he's going to want to have Shedeur Sanders put some points on the board and play well. Because what you need is them throwing the football.
Yes.
You need they're going
to want to throw it, run
the ball a ton. Yeah. That's going to be the game plan. And you need them to be down to a point where they have to throw the ball to stay in this football game. So you're going to need some points on the board. So, you know, I like what Tyvis said. I want to see Jim Schwartz pull out all the stops. Hey, let's get this thing done. Hopefully, if we can get not just the half, we trying to get that 2 sacks and put it out to contention.
Yeah, I want 2 sacks. I don't want any rumblings about anything. I want him. Let's see him in the middle. We haven't seen that in forever.
Haven't seen that.
You know, especially because the middle hasn't been as good lately. Let's get him in the middle quick. Because when the Steelers throw, who are they throwing to in this game? Tight ends and running backs.
That's it.
You know, you got Jalen Warren. You got Kenneth Gainwell, who's had a heck of a season for them. They got Freiermuth. They got that 700-pound, what's his name?
Darnell Washington.
That guy is a massive human being.
That's one of the ones.
How is he not an offensive
He's supposed to be an elite tackle. What kind of footwork he got at tackle?
He is the one guy that every DB is mad when he catch the ball. You be like, man,
I gotta tackle this guy.
And they let him wear a black shield too. I'm like, that's Darth Vader's big son. You got Girth Vader out there.
Make business decisions.
Girth Vader is a beast.
Girth Vader.
This guy he got the rock. Come on, man. But hey, look, I will say this though. If the Browns got one more hurrah in them, I remember a couple of years ago where they had Eric Mangini, and down the stretch they won these little football games, and that saved Eric Mangini's job down the stretch, because you get a good feeling. There's 2 games left. It's against the Steelers and it's against the Bengals. If you can put some good film and you can win a game like this, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it may not save Kevin Stefanski's job, but it can give the front office a better taste in their mouth to say, hey, maybe we may have something here, and we can end this season on a good note. I thought they played a pretty good game against the
you lost by
playoff
3.
team. You lost by 3.
You were the 11-point underdog.
You had a
lost
chance
by 3.
Had a chance to win into the game, and I do want to see Shedeur Sanders put together one of those drives. A lot of his detractors say,
he needs that.
Put the drive together. We've seen it, be close, but now let's put together to go down and win the game.
I agree with your first part, where if Myles truly wants this record, that offense got to come out and they got to jump on Pittsburgh early. You got to force them out of the run game, force more passes to give Myles more of a chance to, do that. I think not having DK, to me, what that sounds like is you're going to see a lot of quick game. Like, get the ball out before
Yeah.
Myles can even get there. Because
That's been the goal the last couple of weeks for these teams.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, the only way to truly put the pressure on them is if our offense has to come out there and be winning the game and force them to do what they don't really want to do.
Yeah, right. You got to put them in the situation where they have to throw the ball.
Exactly.
And that's when he could, potentially tee off. All right, we've got one more big segment. What's going to happen in this game between the Browns and the Steelers? Well, you can wait till Sunday and be boring and find out. Or you can find out in about 2 minutes what we think is going to happen in this game. That's coming up next, the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show on WKYC. Welcome back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show here on WKYC, and it's time for pre-written headlines. And we'll start with me. Let's go. Here's my headline. Anthony, can you tell the folks what I predicted this week? Steelers win again in Cleveland. A very creative headline by me. Shedeur Sanders picked twice in 17-6 loss.
Dang,
You got the 2 picks already.
Man.
It's like that.
I actually made this pick like 10 days ago. Now I'm like, I don't think it's going to go that way.
It's kind of wild because I was sitting there thinking I didn't know DK Metcalf was going to be out, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
man.
I just think it's going to be a rough game for the Browns across the board. I think they overachieved last week, bounced this week, and then the offense will finish strong against Cincinnati.
Quinshawn Judkins is out with this being.
It's going to be tough.
Y'all break my heart.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Well, Tyvis, tell the people what you said.
You're up.
What did I say? Let's see. Yeah. Money well spent. Myles' 2-sack performance breaks the record to beat the rivals. Look at that, man. I think Myles is going to find a way to get it done. It's a team effort. And all of this talk about the offseason with trading Myles, we're going to get a return on that investment. Myles is going to break this record. The Browns are going to find a way to win this game. And it's going to be one of those situations where everybody is not even going to be paying attention. It's for one Sunday. Nobody's going to care about draft positions, none of that. We're going to be just happy that we beat our rivals and we can enjoy the rest of our Sunday. That's my prediction.
Man, that's crazy, man. Me, I'm kind of salty. I kind of picked this before DK Metcalf was out. I think that the Browns play well. I think you get gunslinger Shedeur. I think you get Quinshawn Judkins out. You're looking at it. Let's get to these headlines. Santa brings only one gift. Myles Garrett breaks the sack record, but the Browns limping to another 3-14 season. Now, I do think Shedeur Sanders, he does play well in this football game. I think his numbers are the second best numbers that he's puts up besides the game he threw for 360. But Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers find a way to pull it out. So Sanders didn't bring nothing, but we did get the sack record.
I'm the only optimistic one.
All right, Tyvis, will Anthony join you in the Browns getting a win this week?
Guys, it's a Christmas miracle. Myles Garrett breaks the sack record, and the Browns still lose to keep high draft picks. So, no, I'm picking the Steelers, too.
That was a good – you had us going one way.
Yeah. Thank you. Hey, that was the idea behind it.
Nice.
Now, that's kind of – look, man.
No. The Browns is winning this game. I don't care what nobody say.
All right, give me a stat
I feel
line.
it.
Stat line. What's Shedeur's stat line?
Shedeur Sanders is going to throw – he's going to throw 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 211 yards.
211. With stat line, Bull.
I got him with 1 touchdown, 2 picks, 199 yards.
That's crazy.
Just shot 200.
I got him for 256, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception.
All right, Anthony, we got a big watch party happening this Sunday for this game. Tell us about it.
It's going to be me, Earl, possibly G. Bush there, and Mikey McNuggets, who I'm sitting in for today. We're going to be doing a live watch party for the entire game starting at 1 o'clock. You want to watch it with somebody? Watch it with us. We can catch us on YouTube at Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show on YouTube.
Pull up.
There you go. So the guys will be hanging out for the entire game. Everybody continue to enjoy their holiday season. Guys, anything going on or all the celebrations done for the weekend?
No, we got family. We still got some people with some stragglers at the house. So shout out to the family. We'll be kicking it a little bit, doing some Browns. Happy holidays to everybody out there.
Christmas leftovers is bad after 2 days.
After 2 days, you toss it?
Got to.
When do you got to take down the tree?
New Year's.
The next day.
New Year's.
Next day. It's
The
already
next
done.
day?
It's already done.
Wow.
It's already done.
Thanks,
Leave that
everybody. We'll talk to you next time on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show on WKYC.
Peace.